Good evening, everybody. Tonight we're going to look
Evening.
at evening. Tonight we're going to look at keyword sets. Um, I'm going to do over a few weeks, but put other narratives in between about keywording and just provoke the conversation of keywording. And most of them will be quite short because keywording is a simple task once you've got your head round. So the first part will be an explanation, and then we'll look at keyword sets. So, what is keywording? Well, let's just step back. IPTC, that is the data about your image. EXIF information is the mechanical data that is the specifications about the image. What camera, what serial number, what lens, what shutter speed. That's all mechanical information. IPTC is data that we enter about the image. And it's a legacy product where you'll get different names for the same thing. I'll give you an example. Headline and title. A headline of an image could be associated in a newspaper to the headline of the article, but it might not necessarily be the title of the image. Why? Because the journalist will write the headline, the creator of the image will normally write the title of the image. So you've got multiple people involved and multiple industries. So when we look at IPTC data, you must bear in mind, or no, you don't have to do anything, but just bear in mind that it's multiple people that are using or could use this information. Okay, whether it's a journalist, whether it's a picture editor, whether it's a publisher, whether it's the creator, whether it's a photography assistant. So Lightroom being in my opinion, the lead industry's digital asset manager, editor, and sharing software, it has to cater for all those eventualities. So, one part of IPTC is keywords. And in Lightroom, we've got different ways that we can deal with keywords. Now, some industries call them tags. We call them keywords, and they're the same thing, basically. It is a phrase that we would associate, and I use the word phrase because it can be more than one word that we associate with the image. And people that come to me and have an hour or two specifically about keywording, we talk about what is your mindset, what categories, what lists, what keywords are you going to use? Because we can have a whole filing structure of keywords. Okay. And I've got coming up, I think it's next month, a keyword management half an hour. Okay. So, keyword sets in Classic is a way of grouping 9 associated keywords together very quickly and easily. They also can be in your keyword infrastructure. So let me show you what I mean. Let's go across to Classic. So here's a keyword list, and I use hierarchical keyword lists, and that's something else for another day. But if we click keywording, we have the keywords that are on the image. There's no keywords on this active image here on the left, it's blank. We have suggested keywords, and that will come from historical actions within the catalogue. So if I had a load of pictures of birds, just make it a bit bigger for you. Load of pictures of birds. It would come up and say, I type in the word bird as a keyword, or select it, or tick the box to allocate it, or drag the keyword on. It would come up with selected ones. Oh, you've got another picture of bird with the key, or another picture of a bird with a keyword on it, and it would come up with all the keywords in there, and you would just click. However, keyword sets, these are a group of 9 of like a memory, okay, and we can choose from the drop down, and you can have as many keyword sets as you like, and you get a standard. You get outdoor, portrait and wedding. And what you have to do is first you have to edit a set, so we can edit portraits, okay, and these are the keywords in the portraits, but none of these keywords are in my keyword list. Okay, so if I go individuals, if I go to my keyword list, go to my search bar, I just start typing the word individual, it's not there. So you don't have to have what do we have? Portraits, didn't we? You don't have to have these keywords in your architecture, in your keyword list, or you can have them in your keyword list if you so wish. Okay, so we could just create. Let's just start a new set. So bird. So all I'm doing is I'm typing. But now you can see it's come up with birds as a keyword. It already comes up with that because that is in my keyword list. Okay. Now, I don't want that keyword in there, and I'll explain why. I don't want the birds in there, because the birds, if I type it again, if you can see, it's got a capital. It's got a capital B. Let me just go back. I just click something on the screen there. So you can see there it's got a capital B, and in my workflow a capital B in birds means it's a title. Okay, so I don't want that as a part of. So I'll just type that B. There we go. So now that's birds as a keyword. So blue for the colour, blue tip, that's the bird, that's the type of bird. Yellow, yeah, breast, and so on. Oh, spelled it wrong, but there we go. So we can put in different keywords. Small bird, yeah, whatever we want to do, and then we can just delete these. Okay, so now what do? I can update or create a keyword set. So we're going to save this as a new keyword set. So I'm just going to call it bird. Okay, that's it, done. Now, if we look over on the right hand side, we can see I've got this keyword list called bird. So I can just highlight this and then click on the keywords, and you can see they're being applied to the actual image. So what it's actually doing, it's allowing me to associate 9 keywords in a little group that I know when I find another. There we go here, so, and there's one here that's the same bird, that's the same bird, that's the same bird, that's the same bird. I can go to my birds keyword set and just click, and I've applied them. Okay, and they've all got those keywords on them. Okay, so it's a very quick way of associating keywords to images, grouping, and it's only 9. But if you've got more than 9 words, that's no problem. Let's edit this, and now we can just put, I'm just going to, for the argument's sake, put the number 2 in them. Okay, so they're different keywords. Okay, and I could save this as save as a new preset, and I could save this as bird 2. Save. Okay. So change. So now I've got bird and bird 2. So let's activate an image. When they're white, means the keyword is already on them. So go bird 2, and now I can apply those keywords. So if you've got more than 9 grouped together, that then you might want to create a second one. So birds 2 in this case. Now, in the workflow, none of those keywords are in the hierarchical structure. They've just been placed. So you would have to now sort these into, there we go, birds down here. So that one, that one, that one, that one, and bring them down. And then small bird, bring that one down. And that one and that one. And put them in the hierarchical structure that you'd want to put them in. Okay? But if you've already got a keyword, so I'm going to put places. I'm going to create a keyword here. I'm going to create London, and I'm going to put it into places. So I've created this keyword here of London, no images. Okay, and I'm just going to say there's no images there, so let's find a collection. Let's just say this image here. Okay, I can now go to my keyword list and select places, and I've got Minehead, Dunster, and Exmoor. Minehead is applied to this, but I now want the word London in here. So if I go click on the drop down, edit set, and I type London, it comes up, press return, come out of the box, save or update to places, change. You'll see now London's come here, and I just go click and it's on that image. There it is in that keyword. So it's a very quick way of, rather than looking up and down your list for keywords or searching for keywords by typing in the search box, it's a very quick way, excuse me, coughing now, of creating little lists of 9 keywords that you associate with images. So for example, Minehead, beach, coastline, low tide, high tide, sunset, sunrise. If you do a lot of photographs on that narrative and you wanted to keyword them, tag them, you could create a set with those grouped together rather than keep looking for them. Okay? Yeah? So what you're doing is basically you're creating a little group of 9 keywords that can be or will be in your keyword list or in your architecture of keywords, and you're grouping them together. So rather than going up and down finding those keywords and clicking and so on, or typing them or whatever, you just select the set, go click, 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 and they apply them to the image or group of images. You could have a whole collection, select all, or command control and click on the images, and then just click on those. Okay.
May I ask a question, Mark?
Yeah, sure.
What are the advantage of this system using keyword in collections on the left-hand side?
Okay, so collections on in the collection panel is about bringing together your images. How do you bring together your images? That is a question. There's lots of different answers. One of those can be manually dragging those images across, pressing the letter B, using the painter tool, and you create a group of images. So let's just paint a story. You take the dog for a walk every single day, virtually on the same walk, and you've got all these pictures, 365 days of pictures of this, and you want to group your favorite pictures of the year. Okay. You could do that automatically by a smart collection. You could do that manually. But then you might want to create a collection of winter photographs. You could do that by date, you could do that by manually doing it, and so on. And that is what collections are for. They're for grouping images together that not necessarily were taken on the same day or have the same narrative or could have multiple narratives.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for example, taking the dog on a walk at sunrise, you might take a photograph of sunrise, but the dog's not in the picture. So would it be only you know it's a picture of the dog on the walk in the morning because there's no dog in the picture. So you would only know that, somebody else wouldn't. Okay. So you got a slightly different narrative. Now, keywording is a way, either depending on your photography, for you to find the image or for somebody externally to find the image. Now, what I mean by that is you might put your images in Adobe stock. You might put them on Alamy or Getty or AFP or any other agency. You might have your own website. And Google looks through the keywords, the metadata, the IPTC data, looking for what people are looking for. So the keywords are used for you to find them internally or for other people to find them externally. Okay. So if you don't, I know some people here do not really publish their images. They go to photo clubs, things like that, and so they just want their images so they can find them. So they would use basic keywords. So for example, otter, nature, wildlife, and the location, and perhaps sunrise,
Mm.
daylights, noon, and so on. And then the smart collections will be looking for a picture of an otter taken at sunrise on the Isle of Mull. And
Right.
then you say the picked the ones that I like, because you could be sitting there taking 8,000 photographs over a week. Well, you don't want 8,000 photographs in that collection. What you want is the ones that you've chosen, the picked ones. So by filtering, by adding keywords and filtering a collection,
Mm.
this would do it automatically.
Right.
So what you're doing is when you import and you apply keywords, and you can batch import and apply the appropriate keywords to that batch of images, they will then automatically go into a smart collection. You are giving that information, that basic information for the image. Now, if you decide that you want to go external with your images to a stock agency, you could add more keywords, your description, excuse me, your title, your headline, the geographic location, all these type of things, the copyright data and so on. And all this information is searchable. So you could ask yourself, I'm looking for a picture of an otter that the face is just in focus. Well, the technical skill set would be a shallow depth of field. So you would ask Lightroom to show me all the photographs that I've liked of an otter that's got a depth of field of f4 or below.
Mm.
And it will come back with the answer. You haven't got to look for them. It just comes back with it.
Gosh. Mm.
Okay.
Okay. Well, thank you.
All right. So the
I
collect. Yes, Jay.
I think keywords would be ideal for a project that many years ago, I spent a week in Barcelona, and my project was to take pictures of Gaudi's different buildings.
Mm.
So I have like 100 or 20 photographs. And so keyword, I think, because I would want to isolate for each building. So I would create a collection for the Sagrada Familia,
Mm-hmm.
for instance, or a collection for the Crypt of Colonial Güell, or the collection of the Casa Vicente. So I could while I'm going through the 100 or so photographs, I can see what house it is or what building, and I could put the keyword in, and then I could easily create the collection for each physical building
Mhm.
and not get them all mixed up and deal with them later. So I
Mhm.
think keywords, that's because in a day I may take pictures of three different buildings, a
Mhm.
sequence of pictures. So date is not that relevant,
Mhm.
but keywords
Mhm.
would be, yeah.
Yep. See, Lightroom and IPTC data and so on, it's everything to everyone. You don't have to use all these things. It's the facilities there. Now, my workflow is I have my keywords set as narratives. So I said, Minehead Beach. I've got a keyword set called Minehead Beach. And in there is sand, coastline, beach, low tide, high tide, Minehead. And those are all keywords in the keyword lists. But they are 9 generic keywords that I'm going to apply to those images. So rather than going up and down the list, ticking the box or dragging the keywords open, I just go to keyword sets. I click on Minehead Beach. There they all are. I select the images that I want, go to the collection or the import or previous collection, select the images I want. It could be just as simple as Command A to select all. And then I just click on the keywords and they all apply them to those images. Now, because I use smart collections for finding my keywords or my images with keywords, I've got a keyword smart collection that's full Minehead Beach. And I say, show me all my pictures of Minehead Beach. I haven't got to do anything. They're immediately in there as soon as I click the Minehead Beach, Minehead and Beach, two keywords for me, they're immediately in there. And then I use the filter bar across the top to show me my picked ones, my 1 star ones, which are I like on the back of the camera, red label or a yellow label or green label or purple, whatever label I'm using. And I use that filter bar to filter the results. So when I say I've got 8,000 collections, I've got about 8,000 collections with a quarter of, nearly 500,000 images in them. Because what they're doing is they're questions. I'm asking myself a question every time. What am I photographing? How do I want to present that photograph? What am I saying in that photograph? How can I find that photograph again? These are all questions that I ask myself about my photography, and I learn every single day.
Mark, can
Yes,
I
David.
interrupt? Um, for me personally, I don't sell or anything like that, so it's a question just of me finding them.
Yep.
And the hierarchical list
Hmm.
seems a lot easier than what you're saying because okay, you've got initially in that set 9 elements
Hmm.
to choose from,
Yep.
but in the end you could have thousands of sets. So it's just as to me, I'm looking at it from my just seems so much easier to go to a hierarchical list to go to exactly what I want,
Hmm.
and add those words from there.
Okay. So this is where we're touching on the session in a few weeks' time. You might only choose to have 10 sets, and that's 10 sets of 9 keywords, but you might have 25,000 keywords. The point of hierarchical keywords is having smaller little groups in a narrative form, or however you want to file them, they're together. Okay, so for example, coastline. What is a coastline? Joan, what's a coastline? It's the generic form. What's the word? Any idea? No? Okay, so it's a
Quality.
place. It's a place. Yeah? Or is it a space? What's the difference between a space and a place? That's down to your interpretation. A place to me is a name of somewhere, London, New York, Washington. A space is a geographic location, a forest, a wood. a mountain, a river, a stream, an estuary, a coastline. So I have got a group of keywords under coastline, and they're associated words that I could use within the coastline narrative. Beach, high tide, low tide, estuary, pebbles, sand, seaweed. These are all words that relate to coastline. Cliff, jagged. Yeah? These are all words that relate to, and they are in my hierarchical keyword list. But they're not in my keyword set because I don't photograph them a lot. Keyword sets is designed to speed up your keywording, not your filing system. Keyword lists is your filing system. Think about it as a box, a filing box, a filing cabinet. You know, the ones that you go to a lot probably be the top drawer at the front. The ones that you don't go to a lot might be all alphabetical order, but might be at the bottom of the drawer right at the back because you don't go to them a lot. Yeah. And that's what keyword sets are for. Ones that you photograph a lot and you put all those keywords on them a lot, rather than going to your list and going up, down, finding it, expanding it, click, 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 click. You just open the set, click on the set, and there they all are. And all it is a link to your keyword. It's being presented. The set is presenting what's in the keyword list. Yeah.
Hey, I'm sorry, I've got to apologise. I've got to go,
Yeah, no
7:30.
problem. Okay,
Oh,
no problem, mate.
thank you very
See you
much.
soon, Dave. All the best. So, yeah, a keyword set is a link to the keyword. It's presented in a different way to speed up your workflow. And there is no right or wrong way. There is no one way of doing something. It's what does it do? How can it do it? How can it speed up my workflow? Okay.
Mm.
Yeah. Very, very powerful. Not used a lot. People don't use keywords, or in my opinion, from my experiences, people don't use them because they don't realize that you've got them in the keyword list, but now you can do like a little shortcut. Yeah, it's like a function key on a keyboard. Function one does this, function two does that. Well, you can do the long way of going to menu settings, brightness, and so on, etc. Or you just press F2, Shift F2, and it makes it brighter. Control F2 makes it darker, the screen, or whatever it is. And that's all keyword sets are. A grouping, a set of keywords together that are in your keyword list that you can jump into and apply them to an image. So when would you use them? You would use them when you photograph that narrative a lot. Whatever your photography is. Street photography. Let's say you're a street photographer and you go to Bath a lot. And you photograph the streets of Bath. Well, you would create perhaps one or two or maybe three keyword sets, sorry, one, two or three keyword sets of narratives of street photography of Bath. So perhaps you're interested in photographing the homeless people living in Bath. Perhaps you're interested in the commercialization or architecture. You'd create keyword lists for that, the sets for that. And they would be links to your keywords. That's all they are. But it's a quicker way of applying them to your image. Okay.
Mm.
Anyone else? Any other questions?
Uh, when you enter a keyword, it'll, like if you enter L and you have London, it'll bring up London as a suggestion, I think.
It will reference back to your list.
List, right. The other question I have is in my Lightroom here, the IPTC has label, title, and caption. What's the
Mhm.
difference between label and title?
So where are you looking for that?
It's under the IPTC.
Yeah.
It's right up at the top where it has file name, then sidecar, copy name, goes down rating, then it says label, title, and caption.
So just trying to find the same thing as what you got. So yours is just saying IPTC.
Right above the XF information. Um,
Right. So I've got EXIF, I've got DNG. Uh, so I'm just clicking on the IPTC one. And I've got file name, media status, contact information. Let me share my screen with you, Shane.
yeah, that I have under XF contact information.
So this is what I've got under IPTC in the library module, yeah?
Library module, yes. Um, so where does it show caption, title, and
We've got
caption?
large caption.
And then above that, I have
Just
title.
default. So large caption, location, minimum, describe.
Oh,
I got something different here.
how are you getting that drop down menu there?
Next to the word metadata, there's a little drop down here.
Okay.
And you click,
Actually, metadata drops down. No, it's next to it. Oh, I see. Yes, I see it.
so if I click on IPTC, I've got no label there.
I have EX and IPTC.
Okay, so if I click there, so all right, so you're on the most. This label, title, and caption. So label
Right.
is you can physically put a label on there, whatever you want to use that for. Okay, so
And then there's a little arrow to the end of it.
yep. So let me show you. So I type the word blue and it will go to all the ones that are blue. Okay, so if I put a blue label, oops,
Oh,
undo.
okay.
All right,
That's the
so
color labels.
yeah, so I'm going to put blue label, set color label, red. Okay, so show all the red color labels. None.
Okay, so it puts it on that image.
Yeah, that
Okay.
can't find that image now.
Um, Title.
There it is. So
Yeah,
look, see
got
here,
it.
label, red. So
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
type it in.
Okay.
See, I just apply. So now if I go right click, color label, green, it'll now go move to green. Now it's now got what I've called green. So if I go to metadata, color label sets, I can call them. So red is 6, so it's red. Okay, so that's to be edited. Okay,
Okay.
part
Yeah.
edited, purple and so on. So if I go now if I go back to green, and untick that, and untick that, there we go. Okay, so it says
Right.
edited here. So that's what the label is.
Right.
Title is the title of the image, and caption is what you're going to write about it. So it's the same as description.
Right. Now I use that, and when I go to Flickr, Flickr doesn't use the title, but it does put the caption under
Uh,
the photograph.
We're doing published services next week, and I think you'll find it uses headline.
Well, where do I find headline in the? Well,
Okay,
we'll talk about that next week.
so headline is under IPTC data,
Okay.
and there it is. It's under content. So if you do
Okay.
change your drop down to IPTC, you come down to the second group of images or group of text called content, and you got headline.
Okay. That's where you also have the copyright.
Yep. You got contact.
Let's go, Mark.
Contact.
Yes, all right, David. See you next week,
Yeah,
mate.
sorry.
Take care. So look, so you got IPTC and you got contact and content. There's a contact. There's content. There's
Headline.
headline.
There's headline.
Okay, so
Okay.
that's what I mean. Different. That's where we get you. We talked about the other week. Tags and keywords. You get different terminology. Different people use different things. So you may put the same information in headline and in title.
Yeah, I would do that because the Lightroom web creation uses title
Mm-hmm.
and caption, and it looks like Flickr uses headline and
Mm-hmm.
caption.
That's my
So,
understanding.
okay, great. That explains the
Okay,
mystery.
it's different fields are used
Right,
by different industries, and the
right,
IPTC is bringing it all together, all these different industries. Oh, we don't call it a title, it's the headline of the article. That's what we've called it in the newspaper
right,
business, but as a
right,
photographer we've called it the title of the photograph.
right, right,
Yeah, so it has to compromise, please both industries. But
right,
you might want the title of the image to be X, but the headline of the article to be Y. The title might be Boris Johnson meeting King Charles. That's the
right.
title. And the headline to the article might be the Prime Minister of the UK meets the leading monarch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do we find it? How do we find all this out?
Using it for years and years and years and years, like I
Yeah,
have,
right.
and asking me.
Yeah, right. You
There we
have
are.
to find out by trying and doing. Frustrating.
Uh,
No, it's a fact of life.
it's a fact of life. Not knowledge and skills. If we all knew what we knew now, 20 years ago, we'd be a lot wealthier and a lot wiser. But there we go.
Definitely true. Definitely true.
So anyway,
I don't know about the wiser, but definitely the
well,
wealthier.
I try to learn something every day.
Yeah.
So anyway, guys, lovely to see
Okay.
you all.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, cheers, Mark.
And Monday we are doing advanced masking, and I'm going to show you intersect masking, and I'm going to do some freehand brushes and so on to show you how to dodge and burn electronically. And we'll look at intersects, colors and light. And I'm going to show you that little trick that I've got about refining your mask using AI. And then this time next week, we're going to look at published services, and we're specifically going to look at Flickr.
All right. Okay.
Okay. Right then,
Thank you.
lovely to see you. Recording will be up tomorrow.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.